And without further ado, let us say hello to the man who was on the mic in that clip, the Butcher, Bryan Battle. What's up, my man? How are you?
Ariel, you son of a bitch, how the hell are you? Thank you for having me on the show today, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, it is our honor. Dude, I gotta say, like that is magic right there. When I watched it, I was like, holy shit, this guy is a superstar. This guy is someone that the UFC needs to get behind. And I wanted to know, all of that spontaneous, all of that in the moment, off the top of the dome, or did you prep any of that beforehand?
Man, I tell you, I really had something a little bit more wholesome, I was gonna say, initially. But like they were booing so loud, I was like, there's no point in trying to say anything that anyone's gonna remember. You know what I'm saying? So what was funny is like the losing a fist fight to a French guy. That was kind of like a little running joke I had. Like people would ask me, they're like, "Okay, so what's your game plan for the fight?" And I'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna do this. He's gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. He's gonna do this." But at the end of it, I'd always be like, "But worst case scenario, I'm not gonna lose in a fist fight to like a French guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lose a fight to a French dude." And so that was like a joke. But they were giving it to me so bad, I had to give it to them back. You feel me?
Oh my God. Absolute magic. And I'm a sucker for that stuff as a longtime pro wrestling fan. And I felt like there was like I equated it to like 1984 WWF at Madison Square Garden as the heel from Russia or Iran is speaking to the American crowd. That's what it felt like. Are you a pro wrestling guy as well? Because I sense something there.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah.
It's I'm more of a ruthless aggression
Okay.
era guy. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. I idolize the or romanticize the attitude era just like everyone else. But um, yeah, it's just like those guys. They know how to entertain people. They know how to like get the crowd riled up, and you know, uh, I've been watching that stuff since I was a kid. So in the crowd, anytime the crowd gives you energy, it's really easy to play off of that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's negative or positive energy, I'll take whatever I can get. You know what I'm saying? Give me something to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be sitting there. So even if you're booing me, you're giving me the middle finger and you're cussing me out, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I really do. That was just me being honest. That part was me being honest. I
Yeah.
really did love them being vocal with their displeasure of my antics.
I have heard from people who say it's more fun being the heel, the bad guy, than the good guy, the baby face. And something tells me that you fall into that category as well. More fun when people are booing you as opposed to back home in Charlotte where they're cheering you?
So it's like, because yeah, that's two totally different things. I would say, when I go back and watch the Charlotte fight, I can still get emotional sometimes because I just remember everything that led up to that. All the people who were there, um, and so that was like an emotional fight. This fight was 100% the most fun. That was the most fun I ever had. Every part of it, like the fight week leading up to it, the ceremonial weigh-ins, the walkout, the fight, the post fight, everything was just so much fun. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm thankful for the crowd. Everyone thinks that the French people hate me. You know what I'm saying? They just want to they want to have a good time. They want to be involved. You know what I'm saying? So you give me something to work with, I'm gonna get you involved. You feel me?
What was the walk back to the locker room after that interview like?
Oh man, that was crazy. Like people are throwing stuff at you. They're saying all
Legit.
sorts of. I
They're
don't know
throwing
what
legit
they're
stuff. Like,
saying.
what are they throwing at you?
Oh,
Cups and stuff? Drinks?
cups and stuff. There's beer flying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The people doing middle fingers. Doing all this. And it was once again, it's like it was so much fun. I was like, I can't believe like how angry everyone is right now. This is incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. I guess there's like something when there's 18,000 people and all of them are like focused on you, and even if they all hate your guts, there's something intoxicating about that.
You were never worried or uncomfortable or afraid for your safety or anything like that.
Nah.
Nah, okay. I feel like you'd have taken them all on yourself, all
Dude,
18,000.
they're not gonna beat me in a fist fight. They need some weapons. You know what I'm saying? That's all I mean.
Oh my gosh. And clear it up for us. And I know you've kind of touched on it. You were not fined. There was no 250,000. None of that nonsense, right?
Nah, man, that was hilarious too. Because I'm just on the airport, like going back, and I'm scrolling on my feed, and I see that, and I was like, wait, did I just get like fined? Like, So I was like, well, I'm having to text my agent and stuff like that. But nah, that was just um, it was a fake account that had the picture of a real account did, and just kind of like took a life of its own. It was kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? I never publicly said anything about it, like went out of my way, because it was just like, any press is good press. The more people are talking about me, the more the legend grows. You know what I mean?
I did see a video afterwards, after the fight, where you were out on the streets, and it seemed like people were showing you mad love. Like you were taking pictures, and everyone was coming up to you. No incidents or anything like that.
No, man. It's they're still fans. You know what I'm saying? They're fans, and people would tell me like the week of leading up to the fight, they'd come up and be like, "Can I take a picture?" They'd be like, "I'm rooting for Kevin," but it's I'd be like, "Yo, delete that picture." But you know, even though their guy didn't win, I still went out there and put on a great fight. It wasn't like, I just hugged them for 15 minutes. We went out there, we had a great fight, you know what I'm saying? I gave them it was more than a fight, it was a memory, you know what I'm saying? So they were very gracious, and I appreciated them a lot.
Usually, the UFC tries to put the French fighters on the Paris cards. For the rest of your career, you need to fight in Paris. We need to see this feud continue. You versus the French people.
Dude, me versus the world. You know what
Okay,
I'm
fair
saying?
enough. Fair enough.
Me versus the world. Like, I'm trying to go fight in Brazil. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go fight. They got the London card coming up. I want to go fight all the hometown guys. That was just, oh man, this the feeling of, crushing someone's hopes and dreams in front of their friends and families. It's just like, there's nothing quite like that, brother.
That's a little sinister, no?
A little bit, yeah.
Yes. Like, it's one thing to beat the guy. You are relishing crushing their hopes and dreams in front of their friends and family.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's either his hopes and dreams or my hopes and dreams. And you know, uh stack the odds in their favor. You know what I'm saying? Give them the handicap. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna whoop their ass. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna leave that fight knowing that there was no point in time where they're ever gonna beat Bryan Battle. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I'm trying to go all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Dana, I'm trying to go fight all the hometown guys in each wherever we're going. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go there.
I love that. Well, the next one isn't outside of the U.S., but it's a massive one. It's UFC 310, Las Vegas. Not your first time fighting in Vegas, but your first time at T-Mobile, a little different than the Apex. Were you expecting to return this quickly, a little over 2 months later?
Um, I was asking to, but I wasn't expecting to. Is that they have you kind of have like a window you expect to have in between each fight. You know what I'm saying? No matter how the last fight went, it's like I've had fights where, I knocked the dude out in under a minute and I still had to wait half a year to get another fight. So I definitely didn't expect to get this fight so quick, but fortunately it's just the way, I conduct myself and uh treat the fight game, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like always ready to fight. So when I got the news for that, this is like the biggest platform I've fought on against the most well-known opponent. It was just like a no-brainer. It was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful for the opportunity. I'm ready to go out there and just put on a show.
And so how do you feel about Randy Brown as of late? Looking good on a roll. Seems like he's putting it all together. You impressed with him?
Now he's looking sharp. He's looking really sharp, but Randy's Randy. You know what I mean?
What's that mean,
think,
Randy's Randy?
Randy's Randy, is it's not like, you see some people, they kind of change things up and they kind of mix things up. You can see development and growth and change throughout their career. And Randy's always been really, really good. I remember watching him back in the day, when I was working the door at a bar, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching him in the UFC fighting, you know what I'm saying, while I'm checking IDs at a door, you know what I'm saying? And I remember the first time I watched him, I was pretty taken aback. I was like, man, dude, this guy seems really talented. He's probably going to go really far. But he's still more or less in that same spot. You know what I'm saying? Randy's Randy. So it's my time now. So, I respect Randy, you know what I'm saying? Out of respect for him, this has been the toughest fight camp I've had. You know what I'm saying? I've pushed my ways in ways that I've never had to push myself before. But as a result of that, I'm on a different level. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go put on a show and go, you know, just keep on progressing up in the ladder. You know what I'm saying?
Just curious, why do you think, as you put it, he's still in the same spot? Why has he not progressed?
I mean, he's 15 fights in. You know what I'm saying? He's 15 fights in, and once again, he's good. He's talented. He hits hard. He's fast. You know what I'm saying? He's elusive, but I mean, there's like a barrier between him. You know what I'm saying? And where he's gotten to up to this point. He's kind of just been stagnant there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just in the most literal way possible. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of like been in the same spot. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I'm looking to go right by him. You know what I'm saying? At UFC 310.
You talked about looking at ideas, bouncing while he's fighting in the UFC. Were you 300 pounds when you were doing that?
Nah, I wasn't 300 pounds when I was bouncing. I was 200. There it goes.
There you are. You right. So MMA Mania posted this that you lost your first amateur fight via knockout, and then you would rattle off 8 wins afterwards. And you quote tweeted this saying, "Most people don't realize I was 21 years old and 300 pounds when I started training. I found my passion, and it changed me both mentally and physical." 300, man. What state were you in? What mental and physical state were you in when you started this, and why did you start?
So mentally and physically, I had because I was 21, so it's like I had certain things. I had sports, and I kind of stopped doing that, and that was like a serious passion for a long time. There was a very like religious period of time, and I was like really involved with um a lot of things like that, and I had just gotten to a point now, but fighting was always something to me. It's like I always wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I became a fan when I was in like 8th grade, and I was homeschooled, so I didn't have like a wrestling team I could join. Um, and I played football and basketball. That kind of took up all my time. So when I got to 21, and I wouldn't say like lost my way, but I was kind of like I was kind of aimless. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really concerned about my weight too much, a little bit, because I walked up a flight of stairs and I got tired. And that's when I was like, I need to like really lose some weight. But it wasn't something I was like that crazy concerned with, just because I was like aimless. You know what I mean? And fighting was always a bucket list thing. So the moment I had time and the money to afford training, I went into a gym. You know what I'm saying? They were like, what do you want to do? It's just like a hobby. You're trying to get in shape. And I was like, which, you hear this all the time when people come to gyms. I'm like, I want to fight. They're like, okay, well, you got a background in anything? I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, all right, well, you know, you keep on showing up, you get good enough, then we'll get you a fight. And so, and that's, the start of a whole new life. You feel me? Like, gave me something to be passionate about, gave me something to get really excited about, and gave me just a reason to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like losing weight was really something I did for competitive reasons. Like even that weight I was at in that video. I mean, I might have tried to lose more weight, but I was kind of happy being at. I was 240 pounds in that video. You know what I'm saying? Coming from 300, I
Yeah.
was pretty happy at 240. So um, I guess it's like just the constant challenge that MMA presents and fighting the best dudes in the world presents. It just kind of forces me to, you know, really dig deep and find out who I am. You know what I mean? Like find out what I'm made of.
When did you start to believe that you can actually be good at this? When did that start to kick in?
Ariel, I was extremely irrational. Like, it's like I kind of like would have to like talk to him and be like, all right, come on, Brian, you gotta chill. But I remember my 22nd birthday party, like I got blacked out, drunk, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But there was, it was my 22nd birthday party. So a lot of people ended up just spending the night over at the house. And I remember when people would wake up and they were going to leave the next day. And, mind you, I'm probably like 6 months into training at this point. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let them leave the house. I was still a little drunk, but I wouldn't let them leave the house unless they told me I was going to be the heavyweight champion of the world with a straight face. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if they said it with a smirk, I was like,
nah.
you don't mean that. You need to say it with a straight face. So, yeah, I don't know. I've just always kind of been like incredibly irrational about it. And then, just it's one of those things that ignorance is bliss. You don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I just like tried really hard. And I've been just very blessed and fortunate with the people in my life who've helped me get to the position I'm in right now. And now I'm in a place where it's like skill wise, physically, mentally, resources. It's like I really am one of the best in the world. And it's like I can make a push to really go to the top of the division starting right now.
Where did the Pooh Bear nickname come from?
Oh man, that was I've been talking junk for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons it comes off so naturally on the mic. This was when I was going into my second amateur fight. I was going to be on a card with two of my teammates, and that was going to be my first fight at 205. So I'm still a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably walking around like 220 something, 230. And I was talking junk to one of my teammates, and he didn't have any good responses. You know what I mean? And so, I'm yellow. You know what I mean? I didn't have any hair at the time. I was a little fluffier. So he said, "Okay, Pooh Bear." And I told him this was the mistake. I said, "Don't call me that." And it's like the moment I told him, because I had another teammate who was sitting there snickering. I didn't think it was clever. I said, "Bro, don't call me that. I don't want this to." Sure enough, the moment I said that, it just started spreading in the gym. And then when my second fight came up, the commentator was going around. He was making sure he was saying everyone's name right. So he was going up to each corner, like. So he came over to my corner. He said, "Bryan Battle," and I didn't put any of the nickname. Like I did not like the nickname Pooh Bear. I did not want that to be my nickname. But he came over. He said, "Bryan Battle." I was like, "Yes, Bryan Battle." And one of my coaches at the time leaned in, and like I don't even know why he covered his mouth. He said it so loud. He was like, "His nickname Pooh Bear." And the announcer, he looked at him. He said, "Are you fucking me right now?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "That's the best fucking shit I've heard all day." And so they went back. They did the fight. They made a bunch of Winnie the Pooh jokes during the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny. And at the time, I was like, "All right, you know what? Whatever. There's no point in fighting this. I might as well just roll with it until it need to be changed."
I think it's brilliant, but now it's been changed. It's now the Butcher, as you mentioned in that post fight speech. Did you give that to yourself, or did someone give that to you?
I gave it to myself.
Yeah. Classic. But it's good. It's working. It's working because you even just
gotta take the bull by the horns.
Yeah, why not? But now so now you've really leaned in. I believe I don't know, around 2 weeks ago, you live streamed you changing your Pooh Bear tattoo into like a samurai Pooh Bear, right?
Well, it was so it was just there was nothing there. So that was just like my tattoo guy. He wanted to do that as like a shirt or something. He was like, "Hey, like, what do you think about this as a shirt design?" I was like, "That'd be a badass tattoo."
It's a brilliant logo.
Nah, it's badass, right? It's cool. You know what I mean? It's a vibe. And so when I said that, he was like, "Well, that's some of my original art." Like I would love to like record the session. And so that's how the live stream kind of popped off. But no, I just saw the moment I saw it, I thought it looked badass. You know what I'm saying? People are obsessed with the butcher knives, but that's got its place. You know what I'm saying? This is just cool regardless.
I think it's great. By the way, why 68 in your handle?
That was my football number.
Okay.
That was no nefarious reasons.
No. I mean, it's 68. It's not another number. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
You weren't born in 68. So
no, I wasn't born in 68. Yeah, I think my dad was born in 68. Bless his heart.
The tradition that you do with your team before the fight, very kind of old school, with the slapping and the this thing. Where did that come from?
Man, that's one of those things. We've been doing that forever. We've been doing the slap up forever, right? Like I think since I was an amateur, I did the slap up. It just gets a lot more attention on those shows and arenas. But it didn't used to be Shamik. Shamik is like my teammate, short with the afro, he'll be in the UFC soon, whatever. But the week before my fight in Charlotte, my coach who normally did it, he got accidentally ran over by a U-Haul truck.
Oh my
You
God.
know what I mean?
Did he survive?
So he did survive. He did survive. He's still my coach to this day, Tom Ziegler. Shout out to Coach Tom. But like I didn't even think I was shocked that he was even able to like be at the fight and make the walk. Like that was just like some straight willpower. He was like, I'm not missing this fight. I gotta be at this fight. But needless to say, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting there with his crutches and he's like, hey guys, I won't be able to slap Bryan up. Who's gonna slap Bryan up? And so now there's like a little tension, right? Because it's not something that's like actually that complicated, but you're like, damn, we're gonna be in an arena. We're gonna be in an arena and there's going to be people watching and stuff. So, Shamik stepped up. Shamik said he'd do it. I gave him the routine. He said after 2 steps, the routine totally went out of his head. So he just kind of wung it and just like that first one, he was just smacking the shit out of me. And then we went and that double lariat, that's just something we did anyways. And then he smacked the shit out of me. And I was just like, with the way that Charlotte was, like the energy was just so crazy. Like, it was really spontaneous. Like you can see me and him yelling at each other, but what you can't see is Tom and John also yelling at me behind Shamik. So it was just like a real moment. You know what I'm saying? Then we hit the double lariat. Then I was ready to go kill somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. There's a guy named Antonio Inoki back in the day. Are you familiar with him? Japanese legend, and he would do that as well. Clay Guida used to do that with his brother. Still does it. So I mean, it looks like it hurts, to be honest, doing that before a fight, but God bless.
Yeah, but we're about to do something that's probably going to hurt a lot more. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things. It's like I want to get the shock out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need the first punch to be the first. Like I don't need that to like be a jarring thing. Like go ahead and smack the shit out of me. So I'm already braced for impact.
Do you have a young child?
2.
2 of them. Okay, I saw a photo recently. How old?
I have my son just turned 3. That's Anya right there. She's 9 months. You know what I'm saying? That's my little.
She's so cute. Look at those cheeks.
She is a little tank. That's my little princess. She is a handful, man. She's she's like the opposite of her brother. Her brother was super laid back, super chill. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to take him with me everywhere. Like he would sit in his little baby seat and I would take him to the gym every day. You know what I'm saying? Any gym I went to, I could take him with me. And he would just sit in his chair. And if he cried, it's like I would stop and make him a bottle or I would change his diaper. And then he would just go back to sitting in his chair. Like it was super laid back, low maintenance baby. You know what I mean? His sister, on the other hand, is not like that. You know what I'm saying? She is like the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like she swears she can talk. You know what I mean? She's sitting there trying to have conversations with people. She wants to see eye contact. She's got this big personality. And it's funny. I think Anya is going to end up being bigger than her older brother. Like her older brother, I think he's about percentile wise about average. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm taller. His mom's shorter. So I think he's about average. Anya's built like her daddy. You know what I'm saying? That girl, she got the battle genes in her. You know what I'm saying? She might be an athlete somewhere. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she'll be in the UFC one day. We'll see.
You'd be down with them fighting?
I wouldn't. It's like one of those tough things. It's like I don't know. I can't really. I'm not in a position to where I can't be like, no, you can't fight. I'm definitely not going to push them into it by any means. I'll probably encourage other things. Like Miles, I'm definitely going to try to get him to be a race car driver. Like I want to live vicariously through him being a race car driver. Anya, she's a princess. She can do whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is that your favorite thing to watch? NASCAR. I've seen you at NASCAR races and whatnot.
I like NASCAR. I'm a big Formula One guy. I like NASCAR. A little bit bigger on the Formula One.
Wow, interesting. Very, very European of you. Who's your favorite F1 driver?
Max Verstappen, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I started tuning in right at, and I didn't realize when I was picking my fandoms, that Lewis Hamilton was like the only black F1 driver ever. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a little bit more regular than that. You know what I mean? But that was when he was like dominating, and so I didn't want to like bandwagon the number one team when I started watching, but I also all my other sports teams suck, and so I wasn't gonna pick a bad team either. Like I was like, this Red Bull team, this Max Verstappen guy, I kind of mess with him. I like his mentality. And, sure enough, he's like a 4-time champion now. That guy's a machine. Just their reflexes and focus and everything like that. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love to watch the races.
I'm a Daniel Ricciardo guy. That's my guy.
Hell yeah. Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, man. No,
he's a gigantic MMA fan. I don't know if you know that about him. He's a huge UFC fan.
I've seen clips of him doing stuff. I didn't know if he was like an actual big
Legit,
fan. Or if he was, like, has he ever been to a fight?
Yeah. I believe he was in the one in New Jersey this past June. He was there, and he's been to I think one in Australia. He's Australian, obviously, so
yeah,
not a ton, but I know he's a gigantic fan. He's also a big Buffalo Bills fan, like myself. So we've been able to bond over those two things.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills is. I mean, I can't say nothing. I'm a Giants fan. You know what I mean?
Giants. How did that happen?
My dad's from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And so choice, you know what I'm saying? I came out the womb and he put me in a Giants outfit,
Well, I mean, between Giants and Panthers, it's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm gonna like start watching another sport, I'm going to the top.
Yeah.
The whole fandom has been painful. You feel me? So like, you say like, who's your favorite driver? I'll say Max Verstappen. People are like, oh, of course it's Max Verstappen. I'm like, you don't know the pain I've been.
Yeah.
All the tears I've shed.
I feel you. What does Robbie Lawler mean to you?
Robbie Lawler is, I honestly, I probably would have started training at some point, but if like really like honestly from the bottom of my heart, like watching him fight Roy McDonald and that title fight, that was the moment I was like, I need to do at least one fight. Like I gotta test myself. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see how I was made of, because I was like, to me that felt like the most manly thing I'd ever seen. Like that was like something out of a movie. It was like a spiritual moment, and it was really inspiring to me. And then just his whole story in general, the way he went about fighting, it was like something I resonated with. So like I was always a huge, like I started training. I almost went to Atlanta for the fight with Tom Woodley. Thank goodness I didn't go.
Oh wow, yeah, UFC 201. That was a crazy one. I love that fight. The Roy McDonald one, and I have a Roy McDonald. You see that right there? That's obviously of him, but that's right before the 5th round, and kind of represents just how gruesome it was. I feel like you're the kind of cat who would love to be in a fight like that, despite how taxing it might be on your body.
It would be. Yeah, there is something about it. I mean, it's like yes and no. Like, because on like one hand, there is like a certain point where it gets to like a spiritual point. You know what I'm saying? It's like it really becomes a testament of willpower, and it's like that's like one of the most incredible like rushes you can like experience. Just like your will versus another person's will, and who's gonna like come out on top. But there's also something to be said about going out there and your will is so imposing, you just go and get them out of there easy peasy. And so it's like I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having a moment where it's like I can truly like have a contest of wills, but it has to be with a worthy opponent, you know what I'm saying? And I got to be good enough to, when that moment comes, it's special. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be having fights like that every time. Like if every fight's like that, then it's not good. But to have a fight like that periodically, that's when it becomes special.
Well, first UFC pay-per-view card that you're on, that's next weekend, UFC 310 against a vet, a name, Randy Brown. By the way, any pressure to now everyone's, if it all goes your way, next weekend, they're going to, really wait and see. I certainly will. What you got on the mic for us? Is there pressure there now?
Bro, we just have to see what happens.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like this has all just been one crazy. Like I feel like I'm riding like a big wave, and it's like I just have to focus on just like what's coming next. I can't look ahead. You know what I'm saying? I can't look behind me. I just got to like stay in this moment and just like ride the wave. And probably I'll probably say something crazy. We'll see what the crowd gives me. We'll see how the fight goes. Yeah, no, man, I'm looking forward to it.
But there's a method to the madness because, I mean, look at a guy like Renato Moicano, been in the UFC for years. All of a sudden, he starts delivering on the mic. He delivered right after you with a contender for promo of the year as well in his own right, and now everyone loves him. Look at you. You were in the UFC for several years. You pull that off, and now everyone's like, holy shit, this guy is incredible. And so it just goes to show it's not just about like, oh, I want to fight this guy next. You have to have character. You have to have passion. You have to make us want to care. And you did that perfectly. And to your point, it was so natural and fun and authentic. Keep riding that wave, my man. So I wish you nothing but the best. Well done. And good luck. Good luck next weekend. Can't wait to see you back in there. I love that fight.
Thank you. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go whoop Randy, and then y'all gonna have to have me back on the show again.
It's a deal. It's a deal, my man. Thank you so much, Bryan. All the best to you. Good luck and happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you, brother. You too.
All right, there he is, Bryan Battle. How could you not love that guy? What a great personality. What a great demeanor. What a great vibe. Very much looking forward to this fight. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor. Hit that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.